Hey there, friends. My name is Derek, and welcome back to 3-Minute Thoughts. If you've been along the journey throughout the earlier part of this year, you know our rhythm. If you're just now jumping in, well, here's what you need to know. We take a few minutes each day to open up a chapter of the New Testament. We slow it down and see what might actually be there for us to understand. Today we start something new, a new book of the Bible, John chapter 1. And right away, it feels different than the other three that we've been through already. John doesn't begin with a birth story or a list of names. He starts with something bigger. In the beginning was the Word. He's echoing the opening lines of the book of Genesis, talking about creation itself. But instead of focusing on light and land, he focuses on the Word, the way of describing Jesus as both with God and as God himself, present at the very beginning, not created, but eternal. It's a bold claim, to say the very least. Then he says this Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. In other words, God did not stay distant. He stepped into the human story. That's the foundation of everything in this chapter, and the book of John, to be honest. Then we meet a man named John the Baptist, a different John. This one is the guy baptizing. He's not the main figure, but he's a witness to the main figure. His role is to point, not to be the point. He keeps saying, I am not the one, but the one is coming. And when Jesus shows up, John says something loaded with meaning. Behold the Lamb of God who takes away the sin of the world. It's a phrase full of history, sacrifice, and expectation. But at its core, it's about restoration. Something broken being made right. And then the chapter shifts into a different movement. People start following Jesus, not because they fully understand, but because they're curious. Two disciples ask him, where are you staying? Jesus simply responds, come and see. Kind of the theme for the first half of this book. There's the invitation. He doesn't say figure it out. He doesn't say clean everything up. He just simply says come and see. Andrew brings his brother Simon. Jesus gives him a new name, Peter, which we'll learn more about later. Philip finds Nathanael. The circle starts forming and growing. Nathanael has his doubts at first. Can anything good come from Nazareth? It's quite frankly an honest, skeptical type question. Jesus can deal with our questions is part of the theme there. But then he encounters Jesus. Nathanael sees Jesus, and something changes. If God really stepped into the story, not as an idea, but as a person, then the question isn't just what do we think about that? It's what do we do with that? Do we digest it? Do we dismiss it? Do we debate it? Do we stay curious? Or are we willing, like those first followers, to take a step closer and just see? Remember the invitation, come and see. I think a lot of times we try to figure everything out before we come and see. Well, one of the greatest ways to figure something out is to witness what it's about. The invitation hasn't really changed. It's still open. Thanks for taking a few minutes with me to start a new chapter. Literally. Be well, friends.